It's about 9 o'clock on the 1st of November, 2022, and this is going to be news you can use starting today. Today, we're going to talk about the rental crisis. I'm going to do a 2 or 3 part segment on the rental crisis that nobody's aware of right now, probably starting later this week. And so we'll lay that out, but I'm going to kind of give you the overview very quickly. In the last 4 months, the number of homes for sale on the market has increased 60%. But in that same period of time, last 4 months, the number of rentals, vacant rentals available for rent has gone up 60% as well. That has never happened before. That did not happen during the Great Recession of 2007 to 12. We had vacant houses be on the market for sale, but we didn't have a simultaneously creeping up of rental houses that weren't rented. There are markets out there today that in the last 30 days have had a 400% increase in number of rental properties. And here's the big problem overall, this is something we've never encountered before either. There's about 100 million homes in the US, approximately 100 million single family homes. Around 28 million, depending on the source you believe, around 28 million are rentals. So 28% of our housing stock is rentals. If only 5% of those investors decide that they want to sell those houses instead of renting, if rental prices are going down, and we'll describe that in a future episode as to why those prices are going down, but across the board, rental prices are going down. But if only 5% of those 28 million single family homes owned by landlords decide, screw this, I'm tired of landlording, I'm tired of all the landlord rights things, I'm tired of now I'm going to have to take less rent next year than this year. That has never happened either. They decide to go on the market. That's 1.4 million homes going on the market. Today, there's 600,000 homes on the market, and there's about 300,000 that get sold in the last month. So, we've got, that's 600 MLS listed. There's at least double that are for sale by owners and things like that. So there's about a 4 to 5 month supply of homes. And that thing is going to jump to an 8-month supply by the end of November. In my opinion, it'll be a 1-year supply by the end of this year. But then on top of that, you're going to dump, there's 1.2 million in foreclosure and behind on payments, and 1.4 million of these rental homes that are going to go on the market. You're going to have, in theory, a 3-year supply of homes. We've never had that much, 300 sell a year, and you have something like 5 to 6 million homes on the market. It's 2-year supply anyway, at a minimum. It's ridiculous. And more is going to come on faster. It's going to cause more prices to drop. It's going to cause more rents to drop. It's going to cause more government intervention. A lot of these landlords in the last 6 months who have jacked rents up for people, if you've just signed a new contract in the last 6 months, I expect the government to get involved in the next year and go back after some of these landlords and say they were taking advantage of you guys because they should have known. I don't think they could have, but this will be the argument I'm going to predict that the various governments will probably start here in California, that they've taken advantage of people by raising the rent from $1,500 to $1,900 when the real value is only $900. And I think a lot of these landlords are going to get sick of having government intervention. They're going to be sick of the government telling them what to do. And it's just a business for these guys. It's a dollar amount thing. And I think they're going to dump that product back on the market. And 5% is a realistic number. 5% of 28 million is a realistic number to see get dumped on the market. That's just going to cause rent prices to continue to drop. It's going to cause house prices to continue to drop. Now, there is a ton of money to be made in that type of environment if you know how to play it. We're going to lay out some ideas over a period of time, but Blair and I've developed a model that was specifically for this set of circumstances, which very few people have predicted would happen, both rents dropping and prices at the same time. You still have a few Pollyannas out there who are telling you that prices are going to still stay the same. You even got some guys with their head up their backside who are saying prices are going to go up. None of that stuff's true. All you got to do is look at the stats. We've talked about that over the last couple of weeks on News You Can Use, where at the end of the day, if you understand stats and you really internalize the data and you look at history, you will know exactly where the future is going to be. And there is a clear path here. We're going to see big drops. I think they're going to be potentially bigger than they have been up to now. price-wise. I think the rents are, like I said, the first time ever rents are going to drop and are dropping right now. I'm going to talk about the rent crisis and how we got here and how nobody knows about it except for these landlords that can't rent their properties at 15 or 1800 when they were expecting to have, a whole bunch of people standing in line. Now they can't get anybody because somebody down the road's offering for 1200. I'll show you a real life example I just saw in Phoenix where a house was for rent. It was in Phoenix, $2,200 for like 45 days, couldn't rent it. They dropped the price to 900 and rented it within 5 minutes. And that's the kind of thing. Oh, it only takes one. It only takes one rat leaving the ship to drop the whole market, because now you've got a $900 per month comp out there for rental rates. So 2,200 wasn't the number, 900, that's the number. Okay, great. So why should I pay you 1,200 when Joe got it here next door for 9? And, people are going to vote with their feet. They're not going to overpay for houses, for interest rates, for rents, for anything. People are getting smarter about this stuff. And thank goodness for technology like Zoom and all the things you can find out on the internet, because up to now, people were basically less educated about all these kinds of things. Now it's as simple as, typing a few things in and, doing it that way. So, and Manuel asked, what's the reason the government wants the rate of unemployment to go up? Because that's the surest way to drop inflation. If you have less people employed, you have less people who have money to buy stuff. You have less people that have money to buy stuff, there's less stuff getting bought. If there's less stuff getting bought, everybody drops the price. Up to now, the government has wanted to protect the housing industry. Housing industry carried us through COVID when everything else was shut down. The housing industry has brought us out of COVID and has kept the economy going strong, but the economy itself is taking over. So somebody's always making money. Most of the economy is a zero-sum game. In other words, there's going to be winners and there's going to be losers, and they're going to end up at zero, always. And my job is to teach all of you, or my clients, how to make sure that you guys are in that upper quadrant of the ones who make money, and know how to keep yourself from being in the lower quadrant of the sheeple that are going to follow what you're being told in the masses and lose money. So stick with us and we'll keep getting you up to speed. Next show, we're going to talk in depth about the rental crisis, how it started, and how the government is going to try and cover it up and not let you see exactly what's happening, because it hurts their argument for raising interest rates.